sisters, you know, everybody. You know, just,
I have a brother named Darnell Haynes and a sister named Alicia Davis.
you, baby.
I'm the baby.
Okay, was there anything that your parents instilled in you as far as, you know, coming up with go to college, get good grades, and all that good stuff?
Oh, that, I didn't listen. I didn't decide to, my dad wanted me to go to college. And I didn't decide to go to college until, because I had what I called a good job. I was working at a company called Raycam, and I was making a really good living, being so young.
At a young age.
And so I wasn't, why leave that and then go and start building? So I already had it, but then they would bring people in so that I could train them, and then they would become my boss. And that's when my light came out. And I started thinking about it, I was like, wait a minute. They don't even have a degree in this field, but the fact that they have a degree, they're getting more money than me, they're getting promoted. So that's when I left Raycam and I went to college to get a degree. I had 3 children at the time, and I had my 4th child by the time I graduated from school. And I was the president of the student council, and I made memorable friends, and we're still friends today. I'm friends with people all the way back from kindergarten.
I can imagine. Okay, you say all the different jobs, you say you saw people, but this is kind of like, you know, I never really talked much about Black History Month and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Martin Luther King, he was one of those gentlemen who had a vision that we take for granted today. We don't really consciously think about moving forward, making a conscious effort to better ourselves. And we just kind of accept what people give us, accept what they take. You know, like you say, you realize that you were working, training people, but they were moving up because they had a degree. After your degree, you probably got other jobs. Doing very well. I'm pretty sure you say you got lots of jobs. What happened when you get laid off, and what is that for? I mean, once you get laid off from a job?
Well, when you get laid off, your money stops. You usually get a severance package. I've been laid off 5 times. You usually get a severance package, and they send you to counseling just in case you're suicidal or
Come back and do some bodily harm.
Absolutely. So,
Go post it. That old term post though, huh? Have you felt that before? Like, you know,
yes.
just,
Not for me.
Okay.
Well, wait, let's back up, because I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
You feel violated, and not violated, but just, you know, I gave you my all, and it's right. I get it.
And then you talk with the people at the job, and a lot of people, you work with different people from all walks of life. And one of my bosses, a female, Terry Petone, she said, you know, you're not supposed to be here. There's more for you out there. And I was like, let me try to do my job too. You know, because why are you coming to me telling me I'm not supposed to be here? And she was right. And she gave me a book called The Secret, and she asked me to read it. And I started reading it, and she came back to my desk, and I had a highlighter and my notepad out, and I was taking notes, and she said, I got you. And how she got me was, I turned to the money section, and I started reading it. And then I went home, and I took a trip to Target, and I bought the video of it. We watched it, and it changed me. It started.
When did this happen?
This was in 2008, right
4 years.
before I was laid off.
4 years ago.
And I started watching it. I introduced it to my family. They didn't want anything to do with it. My husband did, and he was like, okay. And so we learned from that we create our lives. We can create our lives, and we should create our lives. And to live in the past in the rearview mirror and to be negative and let things just weigh us down only hurts us. You let people rent space in your mind, and they're living their life, enjoying their day, and you're upset.
And you don't even know it. They don't even know it. They don't even know that you're upset.
So The Secret, that was the beginning. And then, so my husband had been laid off from his job, and he couldn't find work in his field, and so he went to school to be a truck driver. And while he was out over the road, he heard he was listening to a Christian radio station, and he heard about a 3-step plan. And in the 3-step plan, after a year of hearing it, he called in, and he said, well, what is this about? And so a lady, he left his name and number, and a lady called him back, and she said, well, the first step was what you did, you called in. And then the second step was me to call you, and now I'm gonna give you some information. I want you to check it out and see what it's about. And what it was about was a company called Zango, spelled Xango, and it was launched in 2002, September 11th. And the juice, they had one product, and it was the mangosteen juice. And that juice made the company $1 billion in 5 years with just one product. And when he told me about it, he said, yeah, I checked it out, and it's a good company, and the product is helping people. And I was like, you're right, I never heard of it. But at the time, I was still working. He came home in 2007 of this October. And so by 2008, he told me to try the product. I tried it. I started drinking it to prove to him, because I was a skeptic, that it wouldn't do anything for me. And so when I started drinking it, 3 months after being on the product, my doctor took me off of Atenolol for my blood pressure. And so he said, well, why don't you, he said, that's good news. Why don't you go and tell people? I was like, I'm not telling anybody. I'm
Okay.
working, and I like this.
And your husband was going to introduce you to Zango
Yeah.
concept. You know, because the person I am, a lot of people are trying to sell different or do different things. I've heard of so many different juices, so many different products, so many different concepts. Why Zango? Why is this better than what you've heard of before? Have you heard of any other products?
I have heard of products. My dad was in network marketing, and we laughed at him. He would come home with his team, and they would have home meetings, and they would stay up all night long. 11 o'clock at night, they're still in their meeting. And he got involved in a bunch of different companies. And one of them was aloe vera. And we laughed. But aloe vera is everywhere in the store now. If we would have just taken note and got on board, then we'd be better off now. But why Zango? Because my family has benefited from the product. My mother, who was diagnosed with stage 4 bone cancer back in March 2010, and given 6 months to live, and with a deadline saying she was going to die, and take her home, keep her comfortable. And we had heard about the 21-day challenge with the mangosteen juice, and so I asked her if she wanted to try it. And what that challenge was, you drink 21 bottles. You drink a bottle a day, a 25-ounce bottle of this a day for 21 days, and a gallon of water. You cut out red meat, white potatoes, white rice, and any foods that cancer feed on. And that's what we learned from reading that book. And so she said she was going to give it a try. And she tried it. And we went to the doctor on June 29, 2010, and it was no cancer found in her body. Amen? Amen. And that's just one of the stories. And recently, she was hospitalized in December, and her kidney function was bad, and they said she was going to have to start dialysis. And we increased her intake of the mangosteen juice to 4 ounces 3 times a day. A couple of weeks ago, she doesn't have to take dialysis. That takes over everybody's life. 3 times a week, everybody is involved. You have to take her there. If you travel, you have to find a place that has it. So it's a blessing to not have to go through that, and to have her kidney functioning better. And it's just, everybody that I know who tries the juice receives some type of benefit. So we ask everybody, give it a try and see how your body responds to it. That's right.
Okay. When it comes to, now this is network marketing. A lot of people, there's a lot of different network marketing companies out there. Second, for those who don't understand what network marketing is, explain to them what network marketing is.
Network marketing is now the new way. It's not traditional. When I was an event planner and a caterer, I could not tell people what I did. Because if I did, then you become my competition. If I teach you how to plan the weddings and how I do everything, you become my competition. In network marketing, when I teach you how I do everything, you become my team member, and we grow together. So we grow by building teams. People who have dreams, people who have needs, people who are tired of getting laid off.
But that was my next thought when we were talking about, I knew, okay, network marketing, layouts. You're not in control of your own destination. I remember the first time, I had to be probably 22 years old, I was getting all this overtime. I was from 9 a.m. to 9 at night, you know, just right out of college, man. I'm just making the extra hours, extra money, extra party money for me. You know, I would love, every Friday I got a paycheck, every Friday I party. And Saturday too. And I found myself one day, on a Monday, right before lunch, I came and said, there'll be no more overtime. It was like someone got a knife. This is really my first real experience of the corporate world. They got a knife and stuck it in my back. I literally could not eat lunch that day because I'm counting of all the money I would not be able to have anymore, all the stuff I cannot do. I remember I couldn't eat lunch. Just like layoff. How did you feel when you got laid off your first couple of times?
Violated. Because your money stops at that job,
Immediately.
but your bills don't stop. The bills continue to come, and they get even more because now you're late. You don't have the money to pay for it. So, and then every time I would get a job after a layoff, I would always make less and then have to work my way back up. And you get to that point, now you're making more, you're laid off again, so it's a constant, it's a hamster wheel. You get on it and you're just running and running, going nowhere.
You know, that's why lately I've told myself, I don't try to run as much as I used to run. I'm gonna go to this meeting, to go to that meeting, go, like I said, if it's not gonna benefit me, I'm sorry, I'm not coming. I'm not going for no joyride or cruising, take some, I'm not gonna do that anymore. You have to, like I said, if it's not gonna benefit you, to help with your business for, to help with your life for, or even your emotions for that day, talk to somebody who's positive or somebody who's negative, I don't want to talk to them. Somebody look at the phone, I don't talk to that person because I know it's gonna be something negative. Or someone's gonna be asking for something. So you want to try to, you say, at 4 years ago, you say you took control, you say, look at the things called see, you attract what you want in your life. If I want to go out and find some drugs, or whatever it might be, find whatever I may want, I'll start my mind and start saying, okay, check in. It'll start searching. Have you ever experienced that before? And that's what you're doing right now. I know it's not easy doing what you do. With your network marketing business, Zango. I believe in anything that works for that person. If it works for you, be the best at it. And hopefully, this will get you, those dreams. I do financial services, and I never really experienced freedom before I started doing this. We were kind of like networking also. We train people to build a team. We want to build a team. And it's tough. What are some of your challenges that you face when you are doing it?
People giving up on their dreams. We help people to identify what is it that you want, when do you want it by, and then we help them, we show them the steps that it takes to get there. And when people give up on their dreams because they tell us their why, I need this, I need that, I want this, or this is wrong for me, this is not working right in my life. And then, so they tell us this, we take it to heart, and we're helping them, and then now they're not answering the phone. They got a no from somebody that they introduced.
Close to or family.
And somebody told them no, and they couldn't take no. And the thing is this, when you have a job, and you get laid off, most people go and find another job. So when you get a no, you go and find somebody else. That person said no, but there are so many people who have needs. And just because they said no today, check with them again, because their needs change. People get laid off, they get diagnosed with issues and problems and health stuff going on in their life, and we're back. And then remember, you can't erase what you heard. When I give a presentation, I like to talk with groups of people. Last Saturday, I was at the Clarion in Modesto, and I spoke with a group of people, and I got calls. One lady was on her way home, and she called her friend and told her about what I had talked about, what I shared about my mom, who has a family member dealing with cancer. And so, word of mouth, network marketing is a word of mouth organization because you don't have to have a commercial. People usually, when you go to see a movie, you tell everybody all about the movie and how you liked it, and you don't get paid for it. But when we tell people about products that
myself, I mean, they said we all need to work. And like I said, that 8 to 5, that's the so-called, not so job security, but you know, you talking about you've been laid off 5 times. I've had 50, 60 type of jobs. From coaching to bank manager to you name it. I'm like, okay, this is not going to be it for me because I can't stay here that long. Or you have to tie me to a chair probably to keep me behind the bank teller thing, waiting so I can come in that door and one's middle and one thing. It's not me. Okay? I need to be out there. Even though I don't like being out there, I'm out there. What do you see? I mean, your dreams. I know when people look at goals. I didn't think set goals before. Until I started doing the business I'm in right now. Because no one ever asked me where are your goals. My goal was to go to work every day, 5 days a week, rain, shine, or snow, sleet, or hail. I'm from Ohio. We got plenty of snow. To get that paycheck at the end of the week. That was my goal. I really didn't have a goal. It's kind of like, go through life. Go through life. Like everybody else. Go through life. Go through life. Then all of a sudden, time to retire.
Because you can't make it and you're working. You're certainly not going to make it and you're retired, because the retired it's a portion of what, a fraction of what you made when you were working.
And at the service industry, I always ask one question: how much of a pay decrease can you afford once you retire? Because you're going to have it. And the biggest problem I notice now with retiring is tired, and your medical bills for some reason have a tendency to start going up. The older you get, the more illnesses you're going to have, the more medical little pills you have to take to make whatever it might happen. You'll take a pill, and hopefully, what you have is the answer. From not having to take those little pills that one month you're paying X amount of dollars for them, next month they're gone because of the demand is higher now. That's only really good because the demand is higher. I mentioned economics in Ohio State. I'm like, what the heck? I put a major in that, first of all. I had no interest in it. So there's economics. Okay. Okay. Why not? I never knew what it was. But now I see the big picture on how supply and demand. The demand is higher, the price is going to go up. Now, what about you? Say, price go up, or does it stay the same, or is this the only juice that you guys? Is there another juice besides that one, or?
We do have the reserve, and it has actually more xanthones in it. I didn't know anything about xanthones. I've never heard of the word. It was one of the reasons why I was a skeptic. It was the first product, the first product for 5 years. They've introduced other mangosteen-based products to the company. We have a line that's called Puffy, and that's weight management. And I tried it. I didn't think I needed to lose weight, even though I spent my adult life holding my stomach. After 4 children, you get kind of a pouch there. And so my business partner said, you should try it so that you know how to respond when people ask you questions. And so I tried the products, and it's a 12-week program, the Puffy program, and it answers all the questions, all the pieces to the puzzle. You know, what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, what time, everything is done for you. And so I got on the product, and then I dropped 25 pounds, and I went from a size 14 to a size 8.
I am living proof. Lord help me, Mr.
I am living proof.
You went from a 14
that Puffy works. Believe that.
to a size 8.
Absolutely. I don't hold my stomach in.
No more.
Anymore.
And it was kind of hard. And from 14, it's kind of hard to hold your stomach at. But anyway, it worked for you.
Yes, it
So
did.
these products do work.
Yes, they do.
And like I said, I believe in what everyone else believes in. You believe in it's going to work for other people. I never tried something, but one day I would like to try it just to see what it does for me and mine. It will help me focus. I need something that makes me focus on a task at hand. But as far as the TV show is concerned, I want to thank you for being on the show. How does someone get in touch with you? If they don't have any questions about Zanga King, just type in Zanga on the computer and look it up, or how does it work?
I don't recommend that. I recommend that you give me a call at 209-568-0018, or you can email me at successfulkj@yahoo.com, and I will tell you all about it. I will get you started, and you can make money with the opportunity. You can feel better and live life on your terms. How about that?
Yeah, well, you said a mouthful. But to me, sometimes we take little things for granted. You see, you work 5 or 6 years in a company, about 10 years in a company.
10 years at a company,
10 years at a company, and now you are in the driver's seat. Martin Luther King said, he has a dream. Hopefully you will have a dream to be better, to live a better life for yourself when you retire. I know too many people, even myself included, borrowing, hustle. I'm going to be in the same situation that my mother was involved in, my grandma was and father before me, but you have to take control of your own situation. Yeah, well, thank you for watching the Puffy Hour Show. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.